Just a second, I'm trying to make sure everything's alright. Okay, is audio sounding fine?
Convict.
I'll turn it down a little bit more just in case. Anyways, welcome back to a stream. Today I'm honestly not gonna do too much. I'm just gonna play a little bit of this and gonna try to talk some D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Let me find just a second. I told you you were gonna want out, dog. Sorry about that, I had to let my dog out. Okay. So it's let's see. Don't wanna do
Tutorial. Combo.
what is this?
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
See if this teaches me how to play him a little bit. It will, okay. I was hoping they would have a feature like this. Because I really enjoy this game, but I only really know how to play Soul and Dizzy. I played Dizzy very poorly though. Let me go ahead and turn this down a bit more. What the f- Whoa, hold up. Oh, that... Okay, I get how to do it now. Interesting. Request for approval? Oh yeah. Bleh. Bleh. You can grab a request for while he's close, however, if you... Request for approval, seal of approval, 2 nearby requests.
ではこの辺で老後道楽しみにして
Savvy Nippo data logging.
どうも
So
アンサー
do
です
this.
本日はお忙しいところ貴重なお時間をいただきありがとうございます早速な話題で恐縮ですが例の件に関して聞いたことがあります第一線から退いた伝説の選手感謝いたしますはいありがとうございます少々お待ちくださいもしもしお久しぶりでお世話になっております東地方国のアンサーでございますはいはいいいえこちらこそありがとうございましたあの後は無事にお帰りにな
Okay.
りましたか
Anyways, the D&D I was wanting to talk about is I don't get it. But yeah, no. I'm really big into D&D. I made that kind of clear in the last video I did. Damn it! I gotta get a new cup. So, like I was saying in the last video I did, I plan on hopefully streaming D&D on this channel later on in the future. I don't know how far down, but
申し訳ございませんタッチが入りましてこちらからかけ直します
oh, okay.
あとおはようございます早くからご連絡差し上げて申し訳ございませんアンサー
But so I have a few sessions of campaigns I want to do.
ミスター
Sorry, let me pause this for a second. So there's my Borderlands campaign, which I'm taking the very basics of D&D and like turning it to its own game to be based on Borderlands. That is taking me a while. I am also completely making D&D classes out of all the characters from the Borderlands series. But honestly, it's just simple stuff like that. Well, not simple, but it's just stuff I have to do. But
お世話になっておりますアンサーですはい今朝も暑い日が
But I also have. I won't stream the God Killer one because we've already started it, and we named it that because the whole purpose of it is that they're like the champions of these evil deity gods, and they are going around killing either other gods, mythical monsters, or just destroying shit because they're evil. It's the first campaign I've ran where everyone was like directly evil, and it actually ends up being, it's so far been really fun. But they do have missions. They are somewhat doing good, but in their own way. And well, so that campaign won't be streamed because we've already made it so far into that one. It's been fun. That's my goofy campaign, a campaign that's completely strange and sorry about that. Strange and just kind of weird. But we have the newest one that we're excited to work on, and it is going to be a Power Rangers themed one.
先日ご挨拶にお伺いした思い出していただけましたかいやまさか私が忘れるわけありませんよ
What the hell is that input? Hold up.
早急に解釈いたしますなるほど考えられますね
Oh, it's just hitting the right button. Why did it have the? Never mind. But okay, we're gonna do like a Power Rangers themed campaign, and the Zord, and I was talking to my buddies today, the ones that are gonna be part of it, and I'm hoping to maybe get it set up so I can stream this one. But so practically, it's gonna be a basic D&D and all, for the most part. But then it's gonna get to the point where let's see.
いかがでしょう。
When the Zords come into play. While the Zords are completely like separate and not fused to make the Megazord,
そうですね。
um,
気になります。
they'll be independent. The Rangers will control them. But I thought of a system for when they morph, and that's the really interesting part.
隕石ですよね。演じてます。
And what it is I've
お
decided
世話になっております
that
東地
when
方国のアン
formed,
サーでございます。
there's going to be 4 people playing. If we get a 5th player, that's
い
amazing.
いえこちらこそ
But
ありがとうございました。
right now,
無事に
it's only 4.
お帰りになられましたか？
But it would be nice to have 5 because it'll balance it out a little bit more for this system.
そうです。
But
キャッチキャッチ申し訳ございませんでした。それでですね、キャッチ申し訳ございませんでした。キャッチもうお待ちを。景気を出す。
but
申し訳ございませんでした。それでですね。
but let's see. So while the Zords are formed into the Megazord, in all the Power Ranger shows, all the old ones, every Ranger had to agree pretty much on what they were going to do, and they all usually did. And there wasn't really any occasions I can think of off the top of my head where they didn't agree. But so I've decided, instead of like rolling d20s, the turn battles will be all 5 of them taking one turn together. I will give them a set time, or give them some time, make one decision. It's your one move for this for your turn. They make the choice, and they all take a d4. Now, like I said, this would be better if we had a 5th player, but we only have 4. So the way I've designed it is, whenever they attack, they all take up a d4, because they're all working as a team, and 5 d4s make a d20. There will be a bonus too, because I've been thinking, and of course there's bonuses to your attack roll and stuff. But so to make 5 dice appear on the board, pretty much. Let's say they're using the right arm, and that right arm might be a bugbear head or something, because one of my players are going to have a bugbear Zord. We're going all crazy for this, but because it's his Zord, his part of the body attacking, he will then roll 2 dice to make the 5, and that will be their attack roll. Yes, like I said, there will most likely be a bonus added to this, because just rolling 5d4s might make it very hard to hit. But I am going to tweak it. That was just the very basic idea. We're going to test it when we get a chance. So yeah, so that's that campaign. One of my babies. The campaign I've been designing for God knows how long at this point. Let's see if I can find the notebook. Probably can't right now, but give me just a second. But it's going to be my PvP style campaign. But so the way the campaign is going to work, I'll pause this for a second. It's going to be, I believe I had 10 people wanting to play, and I'm hoping they still want to play when I get this finally set up. But this is a campaign I got to design almost completely from the ground up with no real, like, I'm not taking inspiration from much is what I'm saying. I'm designing it all by me. It's going to be my baby. My homemade world. So, it's going to be a bit of a RTS style thing. where I just want to watch this for a second. Hold up. This is like my favorite insta-kill. And nope. But
お世話になっておりますアンサーです。はい。今朝は暑い日が続きますね。あ、いえ、5分で済む話ですのでぜひ。追い詰められている時はおはようございます。
oh god, this is going into like combos. I don't really want to get into that. But so I'm just gonna sit down and it's gonna be 5v5, like I said. And it's gonna be a bit of an RTS. There's not much story, as in like story that they have to follow. It's more like there's 5 bad guys and 5 heroes, and their goal is to protect the world and destroy the world, vice versa. And if the heroes die, like if all 5 of them die, the game's over and the villains lose. If all the villains die, the game's over. So, you might be wondering how the RTS comes into play. Well, why isn't my phone charging? Hold up. But, so the RTS part comes in like this. So each session will take place separately. There will never be a time until the very last session where these players meet in person. All they know is what they're doing, and they get a tad... okay, I'm gonna back out of this. But, sorry, hold up, I need to get something to drink. Okay, sorry about that. But, like I was saying was, the RTS comes in like this. During each session, there's 20 kingdoms, 20 completely unique kingdoms, all with unique treasures if the players can get them. But the goal is to either alliance with them, take them over, or completely destroy them. Which, it is not, I will say this from the beginning and I will tell all my players, it is not a good idea to destroy a kingdom at all. The reason why is that's also how I'm going to be kind of controlling the levels. You will every player will start at level 10, and the way you level up is that you level up from earning an alliance or claiming territory. So and if you claim territory and then lose it, or you have your allianced kingdom get raided by the bad guys and they cut ties with you because you didn't protect them or whatever, if you go back and fix that issue and become alliance with them or take them over again, you don't earn the bonus again. No, you have to claim 10 different lands or 10 different alliances. Or if I feel like they do something well enough, or or if you successfully defend, like say if the heroes aren't really making too many alliances, but they successfully defend a certain number of attacks from the evil team, I might give them a level up then, just to help balance it, because I'm not trying to make everything, I'm not trying to unbalance everything. Everyone is going to make it to level 20 before the very end. So, the way it's going to work is that, say the heroes start first. They catch wind that a group of evil legendary, or a legendary evil has awoken, and 5 of their greatest generals is coming for the land. Their job is to then set out and start preparing, and they might go to this kingdom first, that kingdom first, and they talk to the king, and they do what he asks and earn the alliance and help protect it. And why aren't you charged? Oh, son of a bitch, it came unplugged, is why. Just a sec. Don't need my phone dying on me right now. But, so, let's say, and so the first session each won't be much, but say after the heroes game, or after the heroes session, they claim one whole kingdom and they get supplies and they get a bit of an army built up to guard that kingdom. That kingdom is now at advantage for when the evil tries to attack it, but the evil doesn't quite know that yet because the evil hasn't started spreading. Now, when it becomes the evil players' session, they will also take their first move. They can decide if they want to try to make an alliance with the kingdom, or scare them into being slaves, or just straight up take them over. Completely up to them. That's their evil, they can decide. Well, after the second session, or the reason the evil people start moving is because they hear the heroes is on the move. And such surfers. So when it goes back to the heroes, they will catch wind of news that the evil has started. I won't be giving them specific details of what happened. I was just giving them vague info, like rumors and stuff that happened. So like, oh, that kingdom, I heard it's been ransacked by the evildoers. It's like, that's just a myth to scare people away from there. Like, stuff like that. Simple things, but subtle. But I know it might not sound like much right now. I'm gonna go into some arcade just to... Sorry. I've been just kind of talking. But,
Who dares to enter the mayhem? Answer.
But, after that, they'll get to the point where they're, like, kind of fighting for kingdoms, like, fighting for territory, trying to build resources. There's more mechanics I'm adding to this by the end of it. But yeah. And, well, I'm trying not to spill my drink, I'm pouring it into a cup. Okay. But,
Let's rock.
アンサーです。どうも先日は。いや、とんでもない。こちらこそ。一度お目にかかりたいと思っておりましたから。
but it's practically a fight for territory, a fight for control. And in the end of it, it'll be the final battle. And depending on how well the evil team does, by the end I will have them set up to have their own dungeon for the enemies to fight, the heroes to go through, to fight them. And then I'll bring in the bad guys and they'll be the 5v5 PvP. I will, of course, try my best to make sure no one is overpowered. But, oh god, stop! That damn dolphin! But, yeah, so, that's how that one's gonna go. It's gonna be very complicated. And I know it might not sound like too much right now, because I haven't said much. But I will say this. Damn, why is that so hard to pull off? But, the main thing is I've started designing 20 kingdoms from scratch, each with their own personality, each with custom unique items that I've designed. And oh my god, this little girl is beating my ass. And I know I'm not good at the game, but fuck. Fucking dolphin. I can't seem to get that wall on the ground for some reason. Every time I do it, I jump. Jesus Christ. I guess I'm used to playing on Switch. But so I've took a lot of inspiration from other games and stuff for designing these items. Like one of my favorite games to play is one of my favorite games to play, but I burnt myself on it a bit and I haven't played it in a while. But it's Diablo 3. And a lot of you may know that in Diablo 3 there is a special ring that's legendary that makes a little loot goblin follow you around. And he picks up loot and eventually gives you a legendary. Every time I jump. But
It's not over yet.
damn, little girl whipped my ass. But
Answer loses.
got a lot of pirate characters in the background.
できる男は名刺なんかばらまかなくても相手が探し当てるってジョニーが言ってた。だとするとあなたは相当できない。
But yeah, so I made a loot goblin ring. When you find it or when you get it, I'm not gonna say how you get it because of course some of my players might end up listening to this at some point. But actually, one of them helped me come up with some of the ideas for it. So when you have it, you will then be able to summon up a loot goblin that you can then trade items for. And after hitting a certain threshold of points, so once you hit a certain amount of them that he wants, he'll let you reach into his magical bag. And when you do this, when you reach into his bag, you roll a d20, and there's a chance you get something. Well, there's always a chance you get something. Good or bad is depending on your roll. I will say, if you can roll a nat 20, the first player to roll a nat 20 in that. The fuck? But the first player to land a nat 20 and by opening the bag will earn a very unique one-of-a-kind item that you only get once out of the bag. It then gets replaced by something else. But yeah, so it's stuff like that. Then there's like in the fishing village, the kingdom that specializes in fishing, sea hunting, stuff like that. Has a there we go. I finally got it. But fuck. But so the fishing village has a very a unique sword. I haven't really named it, but it's pretty much a tentacle sword, and its gimmick is it has 10 feet reach, so it's able to reach farther than normal sword. It doesn't have any negatives to it, it doesn't count as a large weapon. It doesn't go against your class. It counts as just a sword. But sorry. Oh fuck! I need to itch for a second. But it also has the ability to be used as kind of like a grappling hook. Like you can stick to something and pull yourself to it. You can pull them to you if you wish, as long as you can make the strength save, and they fell against you. Oh my god.
お待たせいたしました。そうなんですよ。
Fuck that dolphin. Oh my god, that dolphin is so annoying.
まあ軍隊の方が強いですね。あ、いや、なんか絶対あるんですよね。一人で十分かと。お話の途中で申し訳ございません。
Okay, I won one. But it also has the effect where if you make a strike, did my frog eat her? I think it did. But it also has the ability when it strikes an enemy, if you're not using it to pull them or if you're not using them to pull, if you're not using it to pull them or you're not using them to or to like pull yourself, you can then allow it to grip the enemy, and when you pull it off of them, it rips flesh, causing them to start bleeding. I know bleeding technically isn't a status effect in D&D, but I will have it set up so.
Mortal counter.
Woo! Yeah, that was close, but I will have it set so bleed will take. Yeah, my frog does eat her. Wow. But practically, I'll have it set so it does like a certain amount of damage per turn unless they like take a turn to stop the bleeding. Kind of like how fire is, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. There are other. But there are other examples. Right now I don't really have that notebook on me and I can't really look for it because, you know, you see... Oh my god! That fucking whale! Thanks, announcer. But let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any more I can tell y'all about. God, I need to remember where that notebook is, honestly. I've put so much work into that. No, what the fuck? I don't play yellow. There's my color. But, but I'm trying to think. The Vorpal Blade will exist, which is a weapon already in D&D. I think if you roll nat 20, it usually insta-kills things. That will exist. I will not allow that to insta-kill a player, though, for the sheer fact that would be a horrible way to have my players that I've spent so much time and effort went through the session to just die like that. There's for all you Risk of I don't know, I doubt anyone really knows about Risk of Rain or knows enough about it to know about this item, especially since I don't have many people who watch me yet. There's an item based on Risk of Rain called Dio's Best Friend. I didn't change the name because that's the thing. If you know much about Risk of Rain 2, or Risk of Rain 1 or 2, you know exactly what it is. If you don't, there is no way during the game itself to get the description. You have no idea what it does until it triggers. So yeah. So Dio's best friend is one of them. I think I had a teddy bear bag of holding called Teddy you can get. I can't remember. And he's able to like scout for you also. Woo! Punch the kid. But yeah, so let's see what else.
Duel 3. Keep on rocking. Volcanic Viper. Grand Viper. Grand Viper.
But sorry. But yeah, things like that, like very unique items, a lot of references. After this match, I might try to find my notebook so I can give you a little bit more info. It might not be the hunting village, or not the fishing village, or fishing kingdom that you get the tentacle sword in. I might be forgetting which ones I set up, because fuck you, kid. God. But it might be the Atlantis kingdom I forgot I designed. There's going to be a kingdom completely designed underwater. And there's a magical artifact in the very center, which is going to... Sorry. Come on, I just got Dragon installed, you're gonna do that shit.
It's not over yet.
Leg sweep. But yeah, it might be the Atlantis Kingdom. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can dig out the notebook with some of the info.
So, win.
But fan characters. Let's see. I don't really see the notebook for that campaign sitting around. I do have the info for my Borderlands campaign. I can share with y'all a little bit, just like give y'all a few bits and pieces. Let's see. Not gonna do May again unless it randos under her. Okay, so let me. So I've implemented Fight for Your Life into the game, into D&D. It's kind of like the rolls once you hit 0. I know, but let's see. Fight for Your Life is when you can be revived by an ally by them taking an action on one of their turns to revive you. This, however, during each encounter, you have, if you go down 3 times consistently before the whole match ends, you then instantly bleed out, so there is no chance of you getting reviving for the fight. You do not permanently die in this world. I have made new U stations canon, even though they're not canon in the real Borderlands. But Aww. But
It's not over yet.
damn, I was hoping that would kill. But so yeah, so Fight for Your Life does exist. Say you go down and your teammate revives. You go down again. You normally have 3 turns to get picked up or to get a kill. If you manage to land a kill, you will revive. But if you go down, every time you go down, you lose one of those turns. So after 3 times, you instantly bleed out. So there's no chance. And the way you revive is at the end of an encounter. If either all players die or if all enemies have been killed, you will then have to pay a percentage of your money to revive. If you have no money, your teammates can pitch in to revive you, or they can let you stay dead until a later point. This is where it gets like where you make friends or enemies, because they'll be dependent on if you want to spend your money you've earned, or do you want to keep it. But then again, the next fight might be harder, and you might not be able to revive. If I'm not going to keep all players dead even if they're out of money. So let's say all players die in one encounter. I will give them a choice. I'll be like, hey, you can either respawn right now, and that'll be your only respawn for the session, and you can go and try to kill them again. Or we can go ahead and call it a night. We come back to this tomorrow or when we're next free, and you can either pick to go against them again or take a different option.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, but it's highly dependent on how your team plays. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to let them die completely. If they decide they're like, hey, let's take out and call it a session, we'll respawn tomorrow after the waiting period for the people without money happens. I also have decided to make a special feature for special enemies, like unique enemies they fight. Because Borderlands, you farm bosses for loot, yes. So, say you kill a boss, well, after you leave that area that boss is, anytime you're within that area or somewhere around it, like very close, it has to be relatively close. It can't be like different parts of the world or different planets completely, but if you're in their section of the map, they will try, and there is a chance they will encounter you, and it'll be a second encounter with that boss. So it'll be like a second time of fighting them, like they'll be hunting you. They want to get payback and get paid for killing you. But yeah. So yeah, that's how that system is gonna work. I am having to completely design a random loot system for
Chip, win.
yeah, I think Chip should be our president this year. Fuck all those people.
気を読めるのか。俺の動きに動じてなかった。
Who else should I play? Let me give Raven another try. I like Raven, but yeah. So I am making a completely random loot system for the game. I am designing all the Vault Hunters into their own D&D classes with all their skill trees, all the main parts of their skill trees being intact. I can't give everything in the skill trees a chance. But
Heaven or hell. Duel. 1. Let's rock.
But sorry. So the random loot system, yeah. I'm working on designing all of the Vault Hunters from all 4 games into their own playable classes. I mean, yes, this is going to be kind of complicated, and it already has given me many headaches trying to get it done. But I've enjoyed it. I will have to tweak one system because my friend of mine, who's going to be part of the campaign, convinced me to allow multi-classing, which normally I don't think I would have. But it was just such an interesting idea, I couldn't really turn it down. Because it is true, I might want to see like a gun-zerking Zero or a phase-grasping Axton who throws like sticky turrets out after phase-locking people in place. But yeah, so stuff like that. What the fuck was that input? Oh, back. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh boy. But so yeah, so that will be a feature.
Duel 2. Keep on rocking.
Oh, hey, yeah, you were the Hunter? Is that you? Anyways, hey, nice to see someone. Yeah, I've just been on tangent of D&D, so if you were hoping for anything entertaining, that's about all I got. But the Borderlands campaign, I'm allowing multi-classing, so yes, I'm gonna have to tweak it so people can't make incredible. Then again, Borderlands is meant to be like that. It's supposed to be insanity. But I will have to limit it at one point or another. But
Duel 3. Keep on rocking.
so that's how that system's gonna work. Let's see. The way shield. So this was one of the complicated parts I had to figure out for the Borderlands campaign. How would AC work? And I thought really carefully about making shields affect AC, but then again, those don't make you harder to hit. They make you harder to kill. Oh, damn it. But, so I've decided to base it a little bit on movement speed. Oh, that damn fucking kill. Wow. How'd I throw? Yeah, that's how I throw. Maybe I should... Well, yeah, the shields are pulls of temp HP, and that's the why I said they make it harder for you to die. And they will also have special effects, depending, like absorption shields, frontline shields. But the AC itself is going to be based on movement speed. Everyone will start with a base movement speed of, I believe, 15. Or, not movement speed. Sorry. Everyone will start with a base movement speed of 30 and a base AC of 15. And from that point on, depending on either perks or permanent passives, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I know, 30. I meant to say base AC of 15, I know. But anyways, any, like, I can't remember, I'll have to look in my notebook exactly. But I should have wrote it down. Let me look. I guess I didn't write it down because I never made an exact... Yeah, I never made an exact agreement on what I was going to do. I believe it was every 20, or no, every 10 feet over 30 movement speed, you earn 1 AC. So say you have a passive, I think I have 0 set up with one of his passives that when he earns a kill, his movement speed is increased by 20, and that would give him 2 extra AC for as long as that's active. I sat my controller down on my knee a little bit, so I was taunting. Hit me. Lag. Oh. Yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of stream lag. There's nothing I can really do about that. Gotcha. Let me look at the other command. It's backwards, forward, S.
Not over yet.
But there we go. But so I don't have it wrote down quite yet. I was still working on that part. But yeah, shields will be temporary HP that starts recharging after a turn and not taking damage. So yes, they will keep you alive longer, but once depleted, unless you have one that gives you benefits based on depletion, you will be back to your normal HP. Sorry. But so there's gonna be I'm trying to make sure I implement all the different types of shields to like to the base game. So let's say I'll be right back. shit. Sorry about that. I really wish I wouldn't have been gone so long, but my dogs were having some problems and I had to help with them. Sec. But, oh god. Oh damn it. But what was I talking about before I left? Fuck. So shields, yes, I'm trying to implement like all of them to the game. So let's say the frontliner shield. If you take the crouch action, you will deploy a 10-foot wide 5-foot tall, no, like 3-foot tall, yeah, about 3-foot tall wall of shield. This shield is the shield's capacity is your capacity, so when it takes shot, you start losing shield. But it's like a way to help support your team if like there's no cover. Then there's a Roid Shield. The Roid Shield is something along the lines of when the shield is depleted. God damn it. Whenever the shield is depleted, you earn extra melee damage. Son of a bitch. But yeah, so extra melee damage. There's a Amp Shield, where the first shot out of a fully charged shield will drain a portion of the shield and amp up your bullet damage, which this is something I expect to primarily be used with sniper rifles, like one-shot weapons, because in Borderlands they're not even that really good with anything but those, because the first shot's what matters, because you usually can't recharge it fast enough to make it useful otherwise. You can't seem to do those inputs without accidentally jumping.
It's not over yet. Counter.
The input wouldn't work. Fuck. Oh, fancy.
君が痛みに執着することはどうでもいいのだが、私にどうでもいいと扱われることもま
But let's see. There's also going to be Absorption Shield, which is I will give your. So when you first get it, I'll give it a number. Like, I'll give it a 16. For early game where they're not, I'm not gonna try to make them too powerful. I'll give it something like a. I'll give it something along the lines of a. Let's see, I'll give it something along the lines of like a 16. If you roll 16 or higher when you get attacked, you instead absorb the bullet. But these shields come with relatively low accuracy, or not accuracy, relatively low capacity. So yeah, so there's that.
Duel 2. Turn up the heat. Counter.
So yeah, there's. Jesus Christ. Oh god. But let's see, I'm trying to think of other shields. I can't do that input without jumping for whatever reason. There we go. Oh god, that sucks. Roid, Amp, Frontline, Absorption, Booster. there's a percentage after taking hit that your shield will drop a ammo cache, pretty much, with a little bit of ammo of the gun you're currently holding. So yeah, there'll be. Oh, and tortoise shields. These have very high capacity. They take 10 feet of movement speed off your movement. So if your base movement speed is 30, you go down to 20. But they have the highest capacity shield in the game. I was debating on making them charge only charge if 2 turns and not taking hits, but I feel like the shot to like your AC/speed is enough.
It's not over yet.
What? I missed that? I'm trying to think. I'm gonna look at my notebook here in a second to see if I... Yeah, okay. Let me check out my notebook and see about the other shields. Then I'll talk about the grenade mods. Where... Spike. Another one. Spike shields, when a melee attacker strikes you, you do take the damage, but they will also take a portion of damage depending on the shield and what I assign to it when it's randomly generated, whenever I get that situated. This is also going to be elemental damage, so it can also trigger elemental status effects. Nova. Fuck, how did I forget about Nova? It's one of the coolest ones. When your shield depletes fully, you release a shockwave of 10 feet around you, and anything within it, other than allies, of course, because, I don't know, I might have it hurt allies, I don't know yet. Everything in that radius will be hit by the Nova, which is elemental, and will do the elemental damage, and how much damage is dependent. Let's see. That looks like all of them. Then there's grenades. Grenades, there are going to be... I'm probably missing some, but these are some of them. Transfusion. These grenades are usually non-elemental. When they explode, there is... anything within 10 feet of them is hit by it, and the health is then... the health damage that it does is... I still gotta work on it a little bit. The health damage it does. So you throw the grenade in a crowd, it will explode, and say it does, I don't know, 20 damage total. That 20 damage is then divided into, depending on the grenade, it might even just be a direct 20. But those are going to be very rare because that is a very good health item at that point. It will be split, say, into 4. It splits into 4 healing pods, and it goes towards the closest people and heals them by that amount. This is a support grenade. It's going to be relatively weird to set up. I still have time to work on it. Merv is going to be, you throw it and it spawns child grenades, so it does pretty much a bunch of damage. And it has a large radius. Longbow. Wherever you aim, it instantly transports, causing anyone who tries to make a dodge against it, so a dex save, is at a disadvantage because it's so fast. Let's see. Rubberized. These grenades, usually, depending on which one, your fuse will be different. So say the fuse is 2. The grenade will bounce twice. 10 feet each bounce, and the first enemy it hits, it explodes. There are some that are going to be, they bounce and they explode, like, as they bounce. That might happen. Lob, just a basic thrown grenade, pretty simple. Homing, the grenade's a bit slow. It homes in on the closest enemy. but they do get to make a dex save to dodge it. Well, no, sorry, I got that wrong. That's for something else. They don't dodge it, but these do not do the most damage compared to others. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. I won't be on too much longer as I do have work in the morning, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about this and then call it a night. Let's see. No, I don't want to fight the same guy. Oh, god damn it. Let's see. Where's my notebook? Okay. So, gun manufacturers. All of them are still intact. Oh, that green looks odd. Jacobs. Crits bounce an extra bullet at the closest enemy roll to hit, and if it also crits, it also bounces again. So, this is just how Borderlands 3's system is. They have high crit damage. I didn't write that down. But they also will ricochet a bullet to the closest enemy, and you roll again. And if you manage to land another crit, the ricochet keeps going. I don't like biking. I don't know how to fight biking.
Not over yet.
I don't know what I'm doing against her. I don't even know what I'm doing with this character, honestly. Oh, okay. Thanks. But, so Jacobs is gonna do that. Maliwan will be able to swap between two elements, of course. I'm basing that off Borderlands 3. TDR will have its chunking mechanic. It was just a big ass shark. Great. But Torg will be able to use sticky shots, and when reloaded, the sticky shots explode, or after a certain period of time. But the more sticky shots you apply to someone, the more damage they will do when they explode. I still gotta tweak that one a bit, because depending on how I do it, it might end up being too broken. Atlas has homing darts, homing pucks, homing needles, where you pretty much are guaranteed to hit. These guns, of course, don't do nearly as much damage as some of the other companies, but they make damage consistent. Vladoff comes with an underbarrel attachment of some sort. Fuck off! Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I've won a round. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll probably get off after this round because I do need to get some sleep. But I'm sorry for the period of time. I do apologize for that bit of time where I was gone. Again, I had to go help with my dogs. But let's see. COV, endless magazines. But if you consistently shoot them over a certain amount of turns without letting them cool off, they can break, which causes you not be able to use the gun for a turn. There will be very few of these. There'll be very few of these that will be able to give benefits for when they start breaking. Sorry. Let's see. Talking about some of the classes. I know a lot of people's favorite classes in the game is Krieg, the Psycho, because Krieg is just a beloved character, and that's why everyone's happy to see him coming back for the next DLC. Even though I'm honestly afraid of the next DLC, because Krieg will learn of Maya's death. When, if you've heard the recordings, also spoilers if for some reason you haven't played 3, but you really should. There's no reason you shouldn't. It's relatively cheap now, because they're doing something I believe a lot of companies should do. If they're gonna be pushing DLCs as much as they're doing, they should drop the base game's price so people can get into the DLCs. Since the DLC is, oh god, oh my god, I won. But the DLCs are full price, like they cost the same as the game. But I'll do one more because I feel like talking a little bit about this class, so I can get that into the video. Like I said, this video was supposed to be a lot of D&D talk. I know I went quiet a few times. I had to go. That's apologies, but I am happy to start talking about this. I do plan on, at one point or another, streaming with my buddies D&D, doing D&D like podcasts. The Power Rangers one, I'm really hoping I get a chance to stream because I'm excited to see how that one goes. Let's see. I mean, if I can get the big PvP campaign set up, god damn it, biking again. I will also be incredibly happy to stream that. I know that one's going to be a bit harder because of the timing and because of COVID. But
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
So, let's say you're playing Krieg in my campaign. Krieg specializes in a few things. He specializes in, one of his skill trees is that if he's on fire, he gains many benefits. Like, I mean, many benefits. Homing fireballs, extra damage. But then there's of course I have his badass rampage. I have to tweak it a little bit, I feel. What in God's name is that input? Doop, doop, doop.
It's not over yet.
No, I was doing so good. Yup. Haha. But let's see. His blood explosion is still in effect when killing an enemy with a element or explosion. If an enemy within range is within a certain range, they will then take an excessive amount of damage, and the explosion can keep chaining like that if it kills. I will tweak that if I have to. Gunzerker, of course, won't be as broken as Borderlands 2 because it's not the gun benefit cheat system that was so popular. Because most people know, but if say you're holding a rocket launcher and a sniper, if that rocket launcher had something on the tag such as 100% like gun damage, that will be put on that sniper if you're dual wielding. There wasn't a way to really fix it. That's still kind of an issue for Borderlands 3. It's not as big because there's no dual wielding character. But if you if you shoot a rocket with slow enough projectiles, and then you Go, my minions! But, so yeah, there's that. I made his melee very strong. I give him his pull the pin ability. I give him the ability, I can't remember what it was. I set it for a cooldown, but practically you're able to instantly revive a teammate at the cost of putting yourself down. So that might come in handy. But, God dang it. Stop spamming that, you bitch! Oh yeah, I can pick him up. I forgot about that. Okay. I'll wrap this up a little bit with a few more details of the characters. I know I didn't get much into Salvador or Krieg, but I honestly don't have his 100% in my head. Let's see. Roland, like the character, the class I've based off of him. You get your Scorpio turret. Scorpio turret in the first game was more support than it was damage. Then Axton's turret was the more damaging out of the two. But so you can get a benefits like within 5 feet of it, your teammate can have the chance to be instantly revived if it goes down. Ammo regeneration, health regeneration, stuff like that. You get all kinds of benefits, and it's all things I've been working on. I have to tweak a lot of stuff. I know I have a lot of work to do. I have like 4 campaigns I'm working on, and I don't plan on stopping any of them. My God Killer campaign, which you might have heard me talk about it during the last video, but I made the fusion earrings into a D&D item. And that's the campaign I was using them in. And they are very powerful. Very powerful. And I do not recommend putting them into another campaign unless they're used as like the final encounter pretty much. I know I said I was going to do more, but I'm going to go ahead and do one more because that one went a little fast. Let's see. But yeah, stuff like that. I don't expect to use the fusion earrings again in another campaign. I think they're fun, but they aren't suited for normal games. By no means.
Let's rock.
Oh my god. Okay. But, let's see. Zero, I give him his Boar effect. If you manage to somehow line up a bunch of enemies or group them up, which, that reminds me, I need to make singularity grenades a thing. I'm happy I just thought of that. But if you can, like, shoot a bullet that can hit, like, your bullets pretty much pierce. And if your bullet pierces, it gains damage, and it can keep increasing in damage. This can be very powerful. This does also count, say, if a boss has an attachment. So, say you're fighting a jet, and that jet has a turn on it. If you can land the shot, and where the jet is, or where the gun is, the bullet will pierce the gun and go into the jet, causing the extra damage. So yeah, stuff like that. I give him all his melee stuff. Who else did I design? I made Maya. I made her phase grasp really powerful, because I mean, it is very powerful. I made it how it is in the game. I gave you multiple options with it. I made Zane, of course, because Zane's my favorite in Borderlands 3. I need to tweak him. Brick, I designed him. He has a lot of melee-focused abilities. Stuff like that.
It's not over yet.
I don't know what I did. Oh, I leave flower blooms behind. Or I did. Okay, I won. Let's see. I know I've designed a few other characters. Maya was I need to tweak Maya a bit for my test run, I remember that. I need to tweak a little bit of the base stuff. There will be variants of enemies, there will be the badass system, the elemental badass system, stuff like that. I know it's going to be a little bit more complex than... Yeah, I don't know what that does, and it kind of weirds me out. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking lose. I don't know what I'm doing with this character. Oh, wow. Oh, she's one of the ones that chases on the ground, so it's okay. It weirds me out that some characters knock you into the air and others just send you on the ground. But, oh, God.
It's not over yet.
Oh, I did an input. Woo! Let's see if I have the other characters wrote down. This might not be the notebook for them. Yeah, I also have like abilities that trigger back to Roland because I have him like right here in front of me. I have things that trigger after earning kills. Metal Storm, you earn... Metal Storm in the Borderlands series itself increases your fire rate once you get a kill. The way I implemented this into... The way I implemented this into the D&D session... Let me read what I said real quick to it. When you kill an enemy, you may make an additional attack with advantage. So yeah, it's one of the abilities that probably won't trigger as much as some people would want, because it when you earn kills, especially early on, it probably won't trigger as much as. But I mean, but when it does, that extra damage. Say you're using a shotgun. I mean, ooh, when you're up close, yeah. I mean, you gotta say. I also have been debating on adding an advantage feature for if you're using a shotgun within like 10 feet of an enemy. But yeah, stuff like that. Let's see if I can give one more example before I go. Also, here's all the classes I'm working on. Siren from the first game, which is the Phase Walk Siren. Berserker, Soldier, Hunter, Commando, Assassin. Gunzerker, Siren from Borderlands 2, which is Phase Lock. Psycho, Necromancer, Gladiator. Doppelganger, Gunner, Beastmaster. Siren from the third game. Operative, The Mistake, which I am making Claptrap a character. That won't be a big pain in my ass, but I will make him a character. Enforcer, Lawbringer, Baroness. And that's all the mainstream ones. I have went upon myself to completely... I'm working to completely design a homebrew Borderlands class, as you will be playing as a Guardian, which is the Iridian Guardians, the ones who protect the vaults. Let's see... What else I have, I guess. You will have to worry about ammo in this game. It's not something like y'all just let slide. Let's see. So here's some skill. So every time you level up, every 2 levels you pick out of 3 skills. So at level 7 for the Soldier, which is Roland, you pick from Metal Storm, which I've already told you about. Barrage. Increase amount of damage dice for your turn to 5d, whatever dice it is. Because normally it's a 3d, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, 3d4 naturally. So with Barrage, it'll be 5d4. And later on, you can make that d4 into a d6. Cauterize. Shooting allies allows you to heal them by 2d4 at the cost of 2 bullets per shot, and this can be used as a bonus action. Assault. This is at level 9, you can pick one of these. Every 4 turns you may use Assault to add a +5 to any non-damage attack roll. Well, non-damage roll, sorry. So you can use it to give you +5 to hit, +5 on a save. That's completely up to you. Deployed. Turret now is redeployed after 4 turns. Normally it's 1 per action, or once per battle, I think. Just because of how useful it can be early game. Revive. Allies who down within 5 feet of your turret, you then flip a coin. If heads, they are brought up with 10 HP. Only 10. Like, you can't do much with that. Level 10, you'll get your first capstone. I won't explain that during this this one. But when you make it to level 20 as Roland, because this is a theme. Also, I am going to allow players to respec at any time between battles, or not between battles, between sessions. Not during free time. They can respec their character to pick skills and do whatever they want. At level 20, you earn the ability of True Vault Hunter. This will now give your turret elemental damage. This is based on the elemental crystals you would get in Borderlands 1. Let's see if I have any more I can talk. Not in that notebook. Let me see if I can find one more notebook. I want to give y'all a little bit more info. Yeah, here is some of Zero's skills. At level 8, pick 1. Oh, hold up. Something's not right there. I'll have to go back and read that. Let me look at a different part. There also is some levels where you don't pick, you just earn a free perk. Such as Zero. When you make it to level 14, unforeseen. After becoming visible again, your decoy explodes, dealing 2d8 shock around 5 feet of where it was. Might need to buff that a little bit, because yes, that is a level 14 skill. I didn't think about that. I will have to see. Level 16, 1 shot, 1 kill. First shot of every magazine deals an extra 2d6 damage. This is level 16. So yeah. At level 18, your reload now no longer takes any action. And at level 19, you just get a straight movement speed up. Let's see. Back up. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. So let me read you how his action skill works, because I know Zero is a really popular character too. And this will be where I ended off. So, Deception. Place the decoy, then turn invisible till the end of your next turn. Or when you attack, your attacks while invisible deal an extra 1d10 more damage. Cooldown is 3 turns. At level 4, all your stats go up by 1. That's for every Vault Hunter, because I felt like it was a nice level 4 bonus. Level 5, you get your first skill. Killing Blow. Enemies under half health take an additional 2d6 from melee. Counter-Strike. After taking damage, your next melee strike will do an additional 1d10 damage. Headshot. Crits gain a bonus 2d4 added on. He is a very crit-focused and melee-focused character. Level 7. Precision. +2 to hit with all gun types. Yes, that is right. That is a +2 to hit. I am going to be setting up a... What's it called? It was in the first game. It was like the mastery system for guns. The more you use guns, the more benefits you get out of that type of gun. Ambush. If your enemy is not targeting you, or you strike from behind, you deal an additional 1d8 damage. Grim. After earning a kill, regen 1/8 of your shield instantly, once every other turn, and once every 3 turns. You can also reduce your skill cooldown by 1. So, that's a little hard to understand when you read it like that. So, you earn a kill, and you regenerate 1/8 of your shield instantly. And this can occur every other turn. But every 3 turns after earning a kill, you may take a turn off your cooldown for your ability. Some of the abilities right here. Death Mark. I don't know exactly where these go. This has been a while since I've looked at these. I gotta relook at them. Death Mark. Melee attacks mark enemies, causing them to take 2d4 extra damage for a round on any causes. This means your allies do extra damage, everyone does extra damage. Bore. If enemies are lined up, you can take one shot at them all, adding a d4 for each one it passes. Execute. While in Deception, your melee dashes you forward 10 feet and adds 1d8 more damage. So you can add a bunch of melee to this. You can add a bunch of damage to this. Kill confirmed for level 9. If you do not move for a round, your next shot crits on a 19. That's right. If you stand in place, you have a higher chance to crit. Two Fang. When you shoot, roll a d6. Evens you win, odds you lose. Which mean if you roll an even number, you shoot an extra bullet. If you roll an odd number, you get nothing. Resurgence. Killing with melee heals 1d6. Yeah. Let's see if I have any more. I'm still working on him a little bit. Let's see what else I can. I think that's about all I can share with y'all right now. I do need to go ahead and go. It was nice for everyone jumping in, saying, hey, I know, like, I'm really excited to do the Power Rangers one. I'm really excited to do my Borderlands one when I get it set up. I'm honestly just overall excited to do more D&D the way I see it to be fun. Because, don't get me wrong, I enjoy D&D, and I love it. I've had a few occasions where I did not enjoy it, and it was usually during moments where it was kind of restrained, like it was held back from what it could be. I don't want that. I want to actually make and open up a possibility of things that we haven't seen before. The Power Rangers one. We're going to get to see how 4 consecutive players making one decision and putting all their effort into one role together can work against one enemy. It has to be a snappy decision. But yeah. I have a lot of work to do. I'm happy a lot of y'all joined. If anyone watches this past now, thank you for watching. I appreciate anything y'all do. I hope y'all enjoyed. Again, I'm sorry for the video, or the time where I left. But my goal is now to stream, to play, to enjoy, to work, and hopefully make it to the point where I can stream with my friends and bring my world of D&D to life so y'all know. Thank you. See y'all on the next time. Draco Fire out.